Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night. We've got first up obviously the Aston Martin Super League Division 2, hosted by myself, Lewis Beckenham. So I'm on the commentary tonight. Obviously, where we had some issues with the stream itself last week with myself, we have adjusted a few settings, changed around a couple of things on there. So obviously, just need to move. Getting in some practice laps before we get going. So that's just all up and running at the moment. So we will go out on track and have a look and see who we have got. So let's have a look who we've got on track currently at the moment. So we've got Saber Venom is on track currently at the moment. Setting a 1:23.8. That is a quick lap time. Foxy Dev not too far behind, only a 10th off in this practice. We got Nikki on track. Little bit of glitching, let's hope that settles down before we get to the start of the race. Hyper Venom just looks like it's on a little bit of a slowdown lap, just getting out of the way of Petrol Bloke, who gets a bit sideways there. Petrol Bloke just going through. We've got Myers out on track there. The beautiful Sky livery had a really good first round there. We've got Samaruto there. Just coming down the really long straight here at Road Atlanta. Really long back straight. Obviously, if you get a penalty, you feel it on this track. Stewboy there, just at the start of the straight as well. We got Mr. Jesse Linquela, obviously off the back of his normal commentary duties, now behind the wheel of the Aston Martin. We got stuck on the grid there, so Ben Price, just a little bit of a meeting with Barry R, but quick little reset to the pits. And then we got Villain there, just sat in the pits also. So obviously a couple of things we just need to go through because it is round 2. We now obviously have points from the first round, so let's just load them up. So here we go. So points from the first round, you got obviously Myers there with 35 and the fastest lap in the race. Then you've got Fran there in second with 30, Stewboy 27, Nikki 24, stuck on the grid 22, Petrol Bloke 20, Samaruto 18, the Foxy Dev 16, Lime Liquor on 14. Then you've got Mighty there on 12, and Haslett, who unfortunately had the disconnect last week, but did set pole in qualifying, so got the 2 points for the pole in qualifying, and because it was a disconnect, not really his fault, and it was on the last lap, we've given him the points for 11th place as well, so he's there on 12 as well, so that's why he's managed to get the same points as Mighty. So that's the obviously the points after round 1. Obviously the drivers do get a drop round in this, so ends at the end of the table there, it does say about the drop round. So probably halfway through the season we'll implement the drop round, so it could throw things into the air a little bit, but obviously have to wait and see how that goes. So we'll give the guys a little bit of a warning there, just to say, okay, we'll give them a 2-minute warning to qualifying. Even though we do have most of the drivers right on track at the moment anyway, so we'll just give them a couple of minutes just to finish off the laps that they're doing and make sure everything is all settled down. Make sure everything is good. So haven't had any comments in the chat saying that no one can hear me, so that's a good sign. Obviously, as I said, just make sure the car volumes are all okay and everything like that, and I tried to keep the settings as close as I could to the old one, but obviously where I've had to adjust it and do some things myself, it may be slightly different, so we just have to see how it goes. So Hartman in the house there saying should be some exciting races. Like, yeah, definitely these divisions are extremely close, so obviously we just need to keep an eye on everyone because of close racing, bumper to bumper. Qualifying should be extremely close as well. So let's just get ready to start this qualifying session. So obviously for those that missed any of the racing so far, it's a one-shot qualifying. So the guys just get one lap to go on out, do their flying lap, and then finish. There's no go-arounds or anything like that, because we will catch you and we will give you a penalty. So it's not really worth it. So yeah, one shot qualifying. The qualifying session will be open for 5 minutes, but it is one lap. So you might see some drivers doing it straight away, some drivers doing it right at the end. It's personal preference, they can choose when they want to go out. So let's get that qualifying session underway for Division 2 here. And just make sure that everyone is all ready to go. We've got all the drivers in there. So let's have a look and see who we've got here for this qualifying session at Road Atlanta. Anyone going to be the first to jump out? Oh, there goes one car out the pits. I believe that is Petrol Bloke that's gone early. Oh, a lot of them just got out. The bundle just went out the pits there. So it looks like we've got Petrol Bloke there who's just come out. Just going through the tight corner at the top, and then as comes down into the S's. Really tight corner here. You know, it's really only one fast line for you. You just need to straight line the corners as much as you can. And then it come down to a section of the track that reminds me, it's like a mini Parabolica at Monza. So you've got, sorry, not Parabolica, the Lesmos, Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. You've got a right-hander and then another right-hander straight away afterwards onto a long back straight. So there's Petrol Bloke just going around. We've got a championship leader there, Myers, just going around in his crazy multicoloured sky livery. And we've got, let's have a look, who else we've got going around at the moment. We've got Nicky there just going around. We've got Mr. Ben Price stuck on the grid. Stu Boy just warming up his tyres nicely, get some heat into them to make sure he's all ready to go. We've got obviously Saber Venom there, who's definitely one to watch from what I've seen in the practice sessions a second ago. Some really quick times going on from him. Myers just coming around again there. We've got Villain just coming around as well, so all of the guys look like they are pretty much going around on some fast lap. We got Petrol Bloke is on a quick lap here now, so he's just coming through the S's at the bottom of the hill. Pick your braking point, you don't want to run wide here because you will get a penalty there. Lovely use of the curb on the exit, just kisses it. A little bit of a downhill stretch here, really late braking, so you can really brake late here and throw it into this corner. Flick it in, ride the curb, pulls you around nicely onto that second curb. Again, cut that one a little bit and use a little bit of the exit curb and onto the back straight. So he is on a quick lap, it looks like here. Let's see what he's like when he gets split at the end of it. So the split just goes, there's the penalty zone. So as I said earlier, you don't want to get a penalty here. You will lose some time for sure on that penalty zone. Into the braking zone, pick your braking zone. Those white lines generally do help with the braking here. Over the first curb, over the second curb, get it nicely over that last curb, using all the track and a tiny little bit of grass came up them. And onto the soft finish line, 24.2. That was a quick time. That's a quick time. There is Samaruto just coming over, 26.4 for Samaruto. Nicky is just coming around. Oh, bit of a glitch over Nicky. Nicky does a 25.04. We've got Ben Price, Mr. Stuck in the Grid's son. So 25.2 for him. We've got Stu Boy coming round. He just gone into 4th there. We've got Saber Venom just about to cross the line. 2nd. So at the moment it is Petrol Bloke on pole. Fran's just done a 25.6 there. We've got Myers, the current championship leader, about to cross the line. Does a 27.5, so a slow lap. Ooh, and a bit sideways for Myers. Then we've got the Foxy Dev is about to cross the line. Another one that looked very quick in the practice session. Up into third, a 24.8 there for the Foxy Devs. Another quick time. So at the moment it is Petrol Bloke on pole, Saber Venom in second, Foxy Dev in third, Nikki there in fourth. Hyper has just dropped up into fourth. So Hyper has just popped up there. So Nikki in fifth now. Villain in sixth. Stuck on the grid. Smart Price is done there in seventh. Looks like a frozen screen, but I think they have just parked up on the track. Stewboy in 8th, Fran in 9th. Make sure that Fran doesn't do another fast lap, because it looks like they are going at full pace here, so let's just hope that they don't, because it will be a penalty if they do. A little bit of a glitch there as well. Please don't do another flying lap, Fran, please put on the brakes. And that is why you should be in the briefing, because we did say, so that will be a 10-second penalty for Fran, and we'll come back to them in a second, because if they do another one, it'll be another 10 seconds. And there's Jesse driving around nicely, slowing down, just doing an in-lap. Samaruto there has done another flying lap as well, so that'll be another 10-second penalty for Samaruto. We've said, well, this is why you read the rules, everyone, and attend the briefing. So that's another flying lap there for Samaruto. Myers is parked up nicely, and Mighty's parked up quite nicely as well, so we just got to obviously double check. Fran has now parked up, so it'll only be the 10-second penalty for Fran. And Samaruto should really slow down and not complete his flying lap, because otherwise he's going to get a 20-second penalty. And that will be a 20-second penalty for Samaruto. Why people do this, I do not know. But, oh well, get a 20-second penalty. As we saw in the conference, it will knock you, even if you win. I think the obviously in the conference, some people went from pretty much being on the podium down to 7th or 8th in the race. So it'll be interesting to see how everything goes with that. So obviously that is the qualifier completed. So we do have, as I said, Petrol Bloke on pole, nicely in the pits, with Mr. Bean there off the back of the car, just staring at you. Saber Venom's driving around nice and slow. Foxy Dev parked up on the pit wall. Hyper just bringing around nice and slow. Nicky there in the pits. Pit crew kind of waiting for the thumbs up to change the tyres. Villain there in 6th. Samaruto 7th, but will get that 20-second penalty for doing 2 extra laps. Mark Price's son Ben stuck on the grid, just in case anyone gets obviously confused with thinking it's Mark himself. It is his son Ben. He's racing in the ASTON Championship. Stewboy in 9th, Fran in 10th, but will get the 10-second penalty for doing 1 extra lap. Jesse there in 11th. So we will just load up those results just so everyone can have a look. So we just run through the top 8 already, but there's your top 8 from the qualifier. And there is the second lot. So Fran there in 10th with the 10-second penalty. Jesse in 11th. Myers in 12th there. Not a great qualifier there for Myers, the championship leader. And then Mighty there in 13th. So we will get this one underway because we're all ready. So we'll just give them a 1-minute warning. And we'll get this one underway here at Road Atlanta for round 2 of the Aston Martin Division 2 Championship. So let's just load everything up and get this one ready and see how it goes. Obviously, as I said, if anyone has any issues with sound quality or anything like that, just drop me over a message in the chat. I am trying to keep an eye on it as much as I can. Don't forget to also remember to like and share the stream. Obviously it goes a long way getting us out there and pushing the channel out there so we can bring more content to you guys. So let's get this one underway for round 2 here at Road Atlanta. Right, we've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And they're underway. No one with a false start there, which is great. It's Petrol Bloke that is taking the lead here into the first corner, with Saber Venom hot on his heels as they come around the first corner. So Saber Venom just going through there. Foxy Dev there in the background into third, getting a little bit under pressure there from Hyper, who just tucks in behind. But at the moment it is Petrol Bloke out in front. Saber Venom just behind, just following through. Foxy Dev there in third. You've got Hyper in fourth. Villain there in fifth. Nicky in sixth. Fran has had a fantastic start there and is up into seventh. Myers, what a start from Myers. Oh, we do have someone out at the back there, so we will try and catch who that is. Because we've got Stewboy there. Well, Myers has got a penalty just in front. Sam Ruto getting absolutely swamped there by Jesse and Mighty. But who is it at the back? Let's have a look. Oh, it is Ben Price. I don't know what's happened there with Ben. He hasn't got any damage. We'll try and see if we can capture it at all, but I think we are probably a bit too far back, but we will have a look. Yeah, we are too far back, unfortunately, to capture that. So yeah, Ben's just on the back there. We should be able to recover and catch up. We do have a little bit of battling here for the lead between Petrol Bloke and Saber Venom. Saber is going to get the inside line here and tuck that through up into first place as they come through to complete lap 1. So Petrol Bloke has dropped down into second. Saber Venom does take the lead. Foxy Dev right there on the back of these two, with Hyper not that far behind, and Villain right just behind. Oh, we do have a spinner there. Was that the Foxy Dev? It looked like spun out. Let's just go back to that and see what happened there. So I believe that was Foxy Dev. Looked like came onto the straight here, start finish straight. It looks like from what I can see here, maybe just a touch of the grass, was it? Oh, just the rear tyres on the grass, into the gravel, spun round. Unfortunate, that was really unfortunate there. But has recovered up into 12th, and you got stuck on the grid there with a penalty, 3-second penalty for stuck on the grid there. But at the moment it is Saber Venom in first. Second is Petrol Bloke. These two have pulled out a quite considerable lead already on lap 2. Third, you've got Nicky, followed by Fran, who's having a phenomenal race second, and Myers as well, who started second from last. Really strong performance there from Myers. Stewboy all over the back of him as well. Stewboy looking up the inside, just avoids making the contact there with the rear end. Mighty there in the 7th. Sam Ruto, who does have that 20-second penalty, unfortunately, to serve. With Jesse right behind him, obviously the American at the American track, with the lovely, I've just noticed he's got the stars and stripes on the wing mirrors. That is a beautiful touch there on Jesse's Aston. And then we've got Villain in 10th, Hyper 11th, Foxy Dev in 12th, for recovering obviously from that unfortunate spin from 3rd at the end of that one, and stuck on the grid there in 13th. Obviously got a 3-second penalty, so he's recovering from that. Should hopefully, obviously, if he's only 23 seconds off the leader at the moment, and there are some people who serve penalties, so you know, nothing's over yet. There's still a lot of time left in this race to go. Saber Venom seems to have dropped Petrol Bloke a bit, so the gap now 1.5 seconds at the front. So a nice little gap there. So that should obviously be able to maintain that and pull away a little bit. It seems to be lapping. Really good lap though. 24.118 is a really good lap time there. Yeah, as obviously I can see Craig is chatting away in the chat. Yeah, there's rightly said plenty of time there for Ben to come back and catch up to the back of this. Just some solid laps, and obviously be up there with everyone there. So Petrol Bloke still just hanging on to the end here of Saber Venom. Nicky has dropped back a little bit, so he's 3.7 now off Petrol Bloke. Fran still hanging in there with an amazing job in 4th. Stewboy in 5th. Oh, so we do look like we've lost Myers somewhere, because it's a Mighty in 6th now. Sam Ruto in 7th with a half-second penalty to serve, so that should put Jesse in front. And then Myers has dropped back into 9th with this. Oh, Foxy Devil in the background. Let's save that. Let's go back and see if we can have a look at what happened there, because I believe that was Foxy Devil. So just came through this corner. Is it another tap of the grass, maybe? Let's just understeer onto the guy, and then oh, into the barrier. Unfortunately, there was recovering really well from the earlier on spin, but has dropped back now into 13th. So Ben Price has moved up into 12th. Sam Maruto there has just dropped down, so Jesse has got the place, obviously with the penalty, and is pushing onto the back of Myers there. So Jesse having a really good run here at his home circuit, we'll call it. Obviously Atlanta is, you know, a considerable distance away from where he is, but you know, it's the one track we're doing in the USA for this championship, so we'll say it's his home Grand Prix. So we've got Sabre there now with a 5-second lead in front, still with the fastest lap as well. Nicky in 2nd, so Petrol Bloke has dropped back there. Last lap was a 29, so has lost some time there on that lap, unfortunately. So then we do have Fran there in 4th, just on the back of Petrol Bloke, so it's pushing for a podium here in this one. Stu Boy in 5th, another strong performance there for Stu Boy. Mighty there in 6th. Myers has got a penalty, and Jesse and Villain are right behind there. So this could be, and also you've got Hyper pushing through there as well, pushing for the move there. So Jesse just with this gaggle of cars behind him at the moment. Samaruto just behind that, obviously he does have that penalty to serve. So Jesse is there. Myers is obviously dropping speed where he served that penalty, so Jesse is getting ever closer with the gaggle of cars. But it looks like Myers is going to survive that. So that is good, obviously, from his point of view, that he is going to survive that penalty there. Jesse still fighting away with Hyper. Seems to have dropped Samaruto there. Let's save that and see what happened, because it looks like that was Samaruto, was it? That in the background was going really slow. Oh, got side alongside Villain, and then collected Villains. Looks like he's slowing down to let Villain through. He's doing the right thing there. At least, obviously, nice etiquette showed there by Samaruto, slowing down. It looks like he did let Villain through, so we'll just double check that. Yeah, he did slow down and let Villain through. Obviously, he does have Mark Price for company there, 12th and 13th, but it is still in the lead. The lead's come down ever so slightly from Sabre Venom to Nicky, so just now, just below 5 seconds. Last lap, well, it was pretty much on par with the lap before for Sabre, but Nicky there lapping around about the same times as well. Petrol Bloke there in 3rd with Fran all over the back of Petrol Bloke, with Mighty there in 5th with Stu Boy all over the back of Mighty. Let's stay on board with this one and see. Obviously, let's go on board with Stu Boy and see if we can have a look on from the inside of what's going on with this one. Just losing a bit of time there for the first corner, but obviously if you stay on the back of them, then you will get that amazing tow down the back straight. Myers obviously still hanging in there in 7th. Jesse in 8th, still with Hyper all over the back of Jesse. Let's have a look at what's going on with this one. So there is Jesse, and then on board with Hyper, who goes over the curb. It's getting a penalty there. It's a real easy zone to get a penalty. It's running just a little bit wide on there. The penalty normally pops up around about now if you get a penalty. It looks like you've got away with that one. No penalty there. Ideally want to try and stay, 3 tenths behind it to get into the tow. Jesse gets a good exit there. Has managed to extend the advantage to half a second. The tow, there we go, is just starting to kick in now. So just as you go over the hill, the toe starts to pull in. So watch this time drop. The toe is quite strong here. Generally will gain a couple of temps down the straight on someone by the end of it if you can stay within that 3 temps at the beginning. Late on the brakes there from Hyper. Fixing, but a good line from Jesse. All about it. Jesse's concentrating on getting that power down on the exit. He's pulled that gap back up to 7 temps there on the exit. So Hyper hunting down Jesse at the moment. Foxy Dev recovered to 10th at the moment. So hanging on in there, we've got Villain in 11th. Obviously with that earlier incident between him and Samaruto. Ben Price has moved up into 12th and Samaruto there in 13th. So we've just gone over the halfway points. We've got 9 minutes left to go in this one. So we got the leader. Saban just pulled out a little bit more of a gap there. Just a couple more attempts. Just need to keep it on the tarmac and bring this one home at the moment. Nicky there in second has dropped back a bit towards Petrol Bloke. So Petrol Bloke is slowly catching back up to Nicky. So second could be still on here for the pole sitter. Fran that's serving a penalty in the background. So Fran did have the penalty, but I think Mighty is a bit too far back to capitalise on that. Stu Boy is going to have a go with this one, I reckon. Up the inside into the braking zone. Thinking about it, does back out. Obviously doesn't want to collect Mighty there, but it does go for the better exit. Gets a better exit. Long sweeping corner. Just want to use as much track support to get the speed up as much as you can. Get in that slipstream now. You really need the if you can get the inside here. Up the inside there, so that is Stu Boy for position, but does clip the grass. Is he going to save that? Oh, just saves it. So Mighty there, obviously with the racing line, Stu Boy going up the inside does make the corner a lot narrower for himself. Naturally, obviously tried to carry the speed there to get the overtake done, but does run wide on the exit. Stu Boy again, run wide, just needs to gather this back up here. And then go for the push again. Should be obviously enough time left to catch up to the back of Mighty and go for the overtake again. Myers pushing harder into 7th, so did drop really far back. It's recovering well. Jesse running really well here in 8th, but does have Hyper going up the inside. Hyper's going to have this done before they get to the braking zone of the corner. So Jesse, best thing for Jesse to do here is just, you've got a really long straight coming up, tucking behind. Don't think about obviously losing the place, just think about getting back past, just tucking behind, get that slipstream. And he's close enough here that he should be able to benefit from that slipstream really well. So slipstream should be engaged about now. But Jesse is catching up to the back now. Getting ever closer, ever closer, ever closer. He's got to think, does he want to go outside or inside here? Has a little look. Oh, really close there on the brakes there from Jesse. Jesse's going to tuck in and try and get the better exit onto the start-finish straight as they go down the hill. But it is Jesse pushing hard here for position. Obviously, Hyper did just overtake him, but Jesse wants that 8th swap back. Only 3 turns between, so he's pushing hard. Nice and close up into the S's. Up the hill. Into the blind crest of the right hander. Where you just got to pick your braking spot and kind of slide the car kind of into the corner. Hyper does get a better line through there and has dropped Jesse a little bit through that first sector. That's a Hyper pushing on now. There's Saber Venom still out in the lead. His consistency is unbelievable. As you can see there, 24-1, 24-2, 24-9, 24-9, 25-2, 24-4, 24-6, 24-4. That is consistency at its absolute finest. He is doing so well there with consistency, punching in lap after that, and that's why that gap is staying at 5 seconds. Nicky there as well, again another one, 24-5, 24-9, 24-5, 24-8, 24-4 on that lap, just got another consistent, but Petrol Bloke is pushing hard here. He's done 2 24-2s in his last 3 laps, 1 lap on 24-8, but he's pushing hard here to try and get that second spot. But we do have Foxy Dev currently at the moment. Let's see if we can find out whereabouts Foxy Dev is. There they are in 11th. with the fastest lap, a 23.958, which in race pace is a very quick lap. So currently, as it is at the moment, it's the extra 2 points there for the Foxy Dev, but they do have obviously to push hard, try and get up to the back of Villain. They do have 4 minutes left, so a mistake could happen. Samaruto has got up into 12th, which has knocked Ben down into 13th, but Samaruto does have a 20-second penalty to serve, so obviously we'll knock him back if everything stays as it is at the moment. Saber Venom still with exactly the same amount of lead that he's had pretty much the whole of this race. It's just starting, the weather seems to be just getting a little bit darker there at the moment, so obviously pushing on well. He's got a couple more laps, probably 3 more laps to go of this race here, so just bringing it round, completing his 12th lap, another 24.3 there. Nicky just coming round, 24.4 for Nicky, but Petroblik is flying, a 24.3 there for Petroblik, so running at about the same place as what Saber Venom is, and it's slowly getting closer to the back of Nicky. So he's got to make sure he can get it there by the end of the race. So obviously everyone watching, do not forget to like and share the stream. So it goes a long way getting us out there, as I said earlier. The great work that Craig and the rest of the admin team do here. So obviously get that spread out as far and wide as you can. Yeah, as Craig's in the cat, come on Petrol, he is pushing so well at the moment. A little bit wide there on the exit of that corner, flicking up a little bit of dust, but it's dropped it back to about a second. Just needs to compose and just go for this. You know, he's got plenty of space there to go for it, get the move done, push forward, get out the inside, and get that overtake done. He's recovering really well. He's 7/10 down on this lap, so it would have been a lot closer. Let's just go through the order. So obviously we've got Saber still in front, Nicky just in front of Petrobot here. Fran still in 4th, going really well in this race. Mighty is only under a second, just 7-8 tenths behind at the moment. Stewboy there in 6th, another really strong performance there for Stewboy. Myers with his little recovery drive at the moment. Hyper in 8th, Lime Liquor, Mr. Jesse Linquela there in 9th. Really strong performance there for Jesse. Villain in 10th, Foxy Dev, who does have the fastest lap at the moment, in 11th. Samaruto in 12th, and Ben Price there in 13th. Everyone's still on the lead lap, which is great to see, and Ben currently doing his fastest lap also. So Venom has dropped down a few tenths on the last lap, so it's just below 5 seconds at the moment. So I reckon he's going to come around and complete this lap, and he might squeeze in a 15th lap. We'll have to obviously keep an eye on that. He may be the only one he may get a victory lap here, as it stands at the moment with his current pace. Petrol Blake still just hanging on to the back of Nicky there. So pushing well. Just come down to the braking zone. You can see the sun starting to get a little bit low in this race here. So obviously a little bit of sun in some driver's eyes in certain corners. Fran doing really well, but does have Mighty all over the back now, so Mighty's going for the move. Stewboy has closed up as well. Fran does have that 10-second penalty to serve as well, so these people are going to bad glitch there from Fran at the moment. Mighty's looking for the inside. Mighty's going to look up the inside, thinking about it. Backs out. Mighty there with Stewboy just behind, so Stewboy's got an amazing view of what is going on here at the moment. There's the sun just setting over the top at the moment, just starting to get a bit of glare coming off of some of the cars. This is the time that you want to have a chrome livery, get shining in the driver's faces behind you. Stewboy just using all the curve there, all the exit curve, pushing hard. You can see 4th place in front of him with 41 seconds left to go in this race. This may be their last lap as well. It's going to get a lovely double slipstream here as he comes through as well. We'll come back to this in a second, so it may be at the moment that it could be the last lap for these two, for Nicky and Petrol Bloke. Here comes Saber Venom. We'll keep an eye on him just to make sure he crossed the line, because as I said, I think he's probably going to get a victory lap. It might just be him driving around on his own. So he crossed the line, 9 seconds ago, so he will get a victory lap. Will Nicky get another lap in? Nicky just gets another lap in, and Petrol Bloke going to get another lap in. But it is going to be the last lap here for Fran. Fran has made a mistake. Stewboy's up into 5th. Is Stewboy going to get this? Oh, Stewboy on the inside for 4th because Fran made a mistake on the exit. So Stewboy is going to take 4th. Fran in 5th, but does have the penalty to serve. Mighty there in 6th. Myers 7th. Hyper just coming through onto start-finish straight. Will take 8th. Jesse in 9th. Foxy Dev just coming through with the fastest lap as it stands at the moment. Obviously, we still do have 3 drivers doing a lap at the moment, so it could all change. So we've got Foxy Dev just come around there. They'll take 10th spot. Sam Ruto there, stuck on the grid there, and Villain has dropped miles back there into 13th. Don't know what happened with Villain there, but as stand at the moment, it's going to be Saber Venom to cross the line in 1st. Nicky in 2nd, and Petrol Bloke in 3rd. So Petrol Bloke has dropped back on this lap, but we will stick with stuck on the grid. Crosses the line there. Villain is a lap down with everyone, so it will be next across the line is Saber Venom to take the win here for round 2, but doesn't get those extra points for the pole position or fastest lap, but will take the race win there for Saber Venom. Nicky in 2nd, Petrol Bloke in 3rd, and then we do have Villain there in 13th. Don't know what happened there to Villain. Did a 2-minute lap. Doesn't have any damage though, so unless it was a pit stop, I can't see the pit stop using up that much time there. So we'll have to try and see if we can find out from Villain what happened there. So we will, obviously, unfortunately, because the issues we had last week, obviously we're not running Discord in the background at the moment, so we will get some quotes from the podium drivers, and Craig will put them up on the post on the Facebook page when he puts out probably later on next week. So we'll get some interviews with the guys there. So race results there, just to run through, we got Saber Venom there in 1st, Nicky 2nd, Petrol Bloke 3rd, Stewboy in 4th, Fran there in 5th, but does have a 10-second penalty obviously to take into account, so we'll just have to work out how far everyone was behind at that point. Mighty there in 6th currently, Myers 7th, Hyper in 8th, Limelick in 9th, Foxy Dev there in 10th, but with the fastest laps, the extra 2 points for that as well. Then we have Samaruto there in 11th, but does have a 20-second penalty to serve, so I believe that's probably going to drop down to 12th. So Mark Price's son, Ben Price, will get moved up to 12th. Need to get him to put something at the end of stuck on the grid, because I just want to say Mark every 2 seconds, because obviously years of just seeing Mark there. I need something like, we should have, stuck on the grid son. Then obviously we've got Villain in 13th. We will find out what happened to Villain there to obviously drop back that far. So well done to everyone from that race. We will obviously have a brief pause here whilst we get the Division 1 guys all set up. So don't go anywhere, or maybe just go and make a cup of tea, get some biscuits, or maybe something a bit stronger if your heart's been going a little bit after that exciting action that we had there. But I will obviously be back in a few minutes with Division 1. Welcome back, everyone, for the Division 1 race here at Road Atlanta. Let us just change that over to Division 1 because we are now on Division 1. So here at Road Atlanta we have 11 drivers in the room currently. I do believe we are waiting on someone. I don't know who that is, but we will obviously have a look into that just to see in the background if we can work out who it is that we are currently missing at the moment. I do think it's Ivan currently at the moment from what I can see from my list, but I'm sure the admin guys here in the background will try and get a message out to him quickly, just to obviously see if we can get hold of him, because it does look like it is Ivan at the moment, because we've got 10 drivers in currently. But we will obviously run through a few things before we get this underway anyway. So the Division 1 points to start with. So Division 1 last week at Spa for their round 1, as with everyone else. It was Ivan who took the win there, with Robbie in second, and then it was TJJC Gaming who unfortunately has had to pull out now. So we are going out shortly with opening up some qualifiers again, because we do have a couple of positions available. So I believe we are going to open up some qualifiers, try and fill in some gaps that we do got. So obviously if there is anyone that is interested in getting involved, I've dropped us a message on our Facebook page or Instagram, or drop a comment below in the comment section, and I'm sure Craig, who is monitoring it tonight, will be able to obviously drop in a link to the Discord and then run through kind of anyone that is looking to join the league. We've got Audio Meter there in 4th, Walkie in 5th, Jay Jensen in 6th, Roberts in 7th, who does look really quick around this track, might add, Radio Guy in 8th, Sprinkler in 9th. Obviously the writing is really small, but I believe that is Blix there in 10th, Rippin' to Tearing in 11th, and Mr. Adam Barth there in 12th. Currently at the moment. So that is how the points stand for Division 1 after round 1. Obviously we'll just have a look at some of the guys that are currently out on track at the moment. So we currently have out on track Radio Guy currently with the fastest lap at the moment. Audio Muted there in 2nd, Rippin' to Tearing in 3rd, Jensen in 4th, Walkie in 5th, Roberts in 6th. I know Roberts has got a lot faster lap time than that in him. Robbie there in 7th, Louis in 8th, Blixum there in 9th, and Sprinkler there in 10th, just on a outlap currently at the moment. So obviously back here again, same as what you've just witnessed before. So 5-minute qualifying session for the guys, and then obviously we'll go on to it. It's only a 1 lap shootout, so nobody do more than 1 lap because you will get a penalty. Hope all the drivers are listening, because I don't want to be giving out more penalties tonight. So 1 lap shootout, so everyone just go around, do 1 lap, finish your lap, park up, have a cup of tea, wait for the race to start. Then it'll be a 20-minute sprint, no pit stops, all the way through to the end. Looking a little bit overcast, would I say, here at Road Atlanta. Are we going to see some rain for the first time in this championship? Has everyone got some inters and some wets ready? Could this be the time that we see rain? So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously we will just give the guys a 1-minute warning here, just to say obviously 1 minute till qualifying. And then we can get this one underway here in a minute at Road Atlanta. Hopefully the rain clouds will stay away. Oh, just got a message from Craig to hold fire. Obviously, I think he might got a hold of Ivan, so we will just wait and see. We might be able to get Ivan into the room. So Ivan is trying to get into the room at the moment, so we will obviously give him a chance to get in. Obviously, let these guys have a bit of practice. He's just resetting his PlayStation, so we'll give him a couple of minutes just to get him into the room. We don't obviously want to stop the championship leader from getting in. So we will give him a few minutes just to get in here, but we will watch some of these guys just obviously drive on round. A little bit of obviously interesting background fact there. You can see on Sprinkler's car he does have 2 little ducks. That's because he obviously runs the number 22. He runs that in the karting championship that him and myself do. So he runs that number as well in that. So that's a little homage, obviously, for those of you that play bingo. 22 is 2 little ducks, so I thought I'd slap 2 little ducks all over everywhere on his livery, just for a bit of a laugh for him, so he can see 2 little duckies whilst he's driving around. So we've currently got audio muted there in first, ripping to tear in there in second, just coming into the pits, familiarising himself with that pit entry, which is not a bad idea because it's a very hard pit entry here. Jensen in third, Louis fourth, Robbie there in fifth, Walkie in sixth currently, Sprinkler there in seventh, Blixum? I'll go Blixum there in eighth, Radio Guy there in ninth, Roberts in 10th currently, just sat in the pits, resting himself up, ready for this one. Definitely, I'm thinking a dark horse here for pole position. Roberts is tonight. Seeing his lap times earlier in that practice session, he was flying. So I think he's got it in him to maybe go and get that. Let's have a look on here. So let's have a look at what we've got going on. So we're just waiting for Ivan just his PC, his PlayStation here, trying to get into the room, so we will give him a couple of minutes to do so. Give him a chance to get in because we don't want him to miss out, obviously just through a little technical fault there. Audio muted there with a lovely sounding Aston Martin into the braking zone, currently with the fastest lap here, which obviously Radio Guy there just actually doing the fastest lap, so almost breaking into the 23s. We did see obviously a 23 in the Division 2 race from the Foxford Dev during the race, so and personally myself, I know the 23, high 23 is a very quick lap round here. I think even the 2 divisions up from this, struggle to get that in race pace, so it's a very quick lap time here for Division 1, Division 2 guys, who, to be fair, are no slouches. They are fast. Obviously, with a split in qualifying, there was only a second or so between pretty much everyone from the Premiership all the way down to Division 2. So, anyone on their day, learn the track right, can set an absolutely phenomenal lap. So, obviously, we are just trying to get him in currently at the moment. So we'll just see what's going on here, and I'll try and get him in. He is just obviously resetting some things and trying to get some things sorted. Just going to quickly, obviously I'll just pop the little promo video back on, so I'm just going to make sure we've got friends list and everything like that, so bear with me 2 seconds. Right, here we go, we are back. So I think we just sorted out the technical issue, so he should be joining in the next couple of minutes. I will just obviously let the guys know. Obviously just getting one driver in. Just so they obviously know that we are just waiting for him. Obviously me typing fast there, can't spell getting right and I put detting. So he should be joining in the next minute or so, and then we will get this one underway. Thank you, obviously, patience by everyone. Whilst we are waiting, let's just have a look what is going on in the chat. Have we got any predictions for pole position at the moment? Obviously that will be underway in a minute, so get your predictions in. Who do we think is going to be on pole here? Let's have a look. Let's get these comments going. So obviously we do have the cup coming up as well. Obviously we did have the draw for that, so everyone now has their groups set for that. So it was a random grid draw across all divisions. So you've got Premiership mixed in with Division 1, Division 2, Championship, Conference, and random grids. So if you were the first ball drawn out the hat, I believe that put you on pole, and so on and so forth. So that's the Vincent Cup. So it's the Vacecraft Cup, it's been called. So it's been sponsored by Vacecraft. So the winner will get a helmet designed for them and race suit on Gran Turismo by them. So a really cool prize, obviously relevant to the championship itself as well. So I believe for round one of that is coming up. So you'll have 14 people in each group. The top 7 will qualify through into the next round. It's a bit like a knockout competition. So Vince is in the chat as well, I've been informed as well. So hi Vince, welcome along to the action tonight. Obviously next time we will get going after this as well. We will have the cup coming up shortly, so obviously don't forget to tune into that as well. So we've got a few predictions coming through here for polls. So we've got Radio Guy P1, we do have TNR P1 and P2, Louis and Robbie, let's go. From Esther there, Esther is in the chat as well. Great to see you here also. So obviously Radio Guy here predicted for pole as well. So obviously Radio Guy there on pole currently at the moment. Reventerin in third. Blixham's parked up but is in fourth currently in this practice session. And you've got Robbie there in sixth. Sprinkler parked up with a 3-second penalty there in 7th. Then you've got Ivan in the room. There we go. So Ivan is here. Let's get this qualifier underway. Just a message, guys, saying starting, and we will get this one underway here. Start qualifying. Let's get going here at Road Atalanta for Division 1 qualifying. The sun is going down, it's starting to get dark here in Atlanta. And now it's all of a sudden got light because we started qualifying. So let's have a look here who we've got out on track, who's going to go when the klaxon sounds. Don't want to load up the chat, we just want to get some race information up for you guys. So a few guys have gone straight out of the blocks. So you've got Ripon to Terran as crossed the pit lane line there to reset himself. He doesn't want to get a penalty. So we've probably got Robbie there in just coming round. Sprinkler just in front of him as well. Looks like Sprinkler is first on the track. So we will have a look at him when he comes around for his flying lap. Ripping and tearing has got out this time and hasn't crossed the pit lane line, so that's great news for him. Radio guy just coming out as well. Make sure you don't cross that pit lane line because you will get a penalty. We've still got Blixham's just coming out as well, and Jensen is the last one just coming out. So the first one looks like we're going to have come round is going to be, let's have a look, I believe it was Sprinkler who is first on the road. Yeah, so Sprinkler first on the road at the moment. So he's going to be the first one to do a flying lap, so we'll come back to him in a second. Ivan there, great news that he managed to get into the room, obviously with some technical difficulties, but obviously we did want to wait for him, give him a chance to get on in, so he is here, which is great. Very fast driver there, Ivan. So Sprinkler just coming round to start his flying lap here at Road Atlanta, so we will stay on board with him and see how this lap pans out here. So currently leading his karting championship, Sprinkler is having a great season. I should know because he is beating me, so obviously not what, from a selfish point of view, he's doing too well, and I wish he would slow down. Comes down into the S's here, into the braking zone, really well cuts the corner, and nice use of the curb there on the exit. Let's just hope we don't get a penalty there for the entry corner, but it looks okay as it stands at the moment. Into the first of the right-handers here at the bottom part of the track, second right-hander, want to take as much curb as you can and get the speed on the exit, use that curb, get the power down, and onto that long straight here at the back. We'll have a look a bit further back, so we've got Walkie there, Ivan just coming round onto that corner, Robbie ripping to tearing, audio muted, Robert, Louis, and Radio Guy bringing out the top 10 there. So Sprinkler just coming round on this flying lap down into the braking zone, hits the brakes hard, flick it into the corner, use a little bit of curb on the entrance as he does, a little bit of exit curb, let it run wide, not too wide, you obviously hit the grass, over the corner, bring it down into the dip. It's probably going to be a 25, yeah, 25.4 there for Sprinkler, so currently on pole. Walkie takes pole position now. We've got Ivan just coming around. This is going to be a quick lap from Ivan. Ivan does a 24.2 there for Ivan. Robbie just coming around on his flying lap, does a 26.1 there for Robbie. Ripping to tearing just coming around. Ripping to tearing does a 25.5. Roberts just coming around into the corner. So Roberts manages 6th place there for Roberts. Louis done a 24.6 there. Blixham is currently just going round again, so we need to make sure they don't do a flying lap. So we've got Ivan there on pole. Radio Guy in second, just parking up out the way. Jesse Jensen there in third. Audio muted just parking up as well, getting the car nicely out of the way. Louis in 5th, Walkie in 6th, Blixham in 7th, Sprinkler in 8th, Ribbon to Tearing in the pits, Damo Roberts in the pits as well, Robbie in 11th, so we just need to make sure Ivan's parked up, Radio's parked up. Looks like no one's getting a penalty in Division 1. Looks like everybody is slowed down, no one's on a flying lap. We might have a Fast and Furious style drag race here between the TNR guys, so right, if you guys can hear me, go in 3, 2, oh, hang on, Jensen wants to as well. If you three can hear me, rev them and go in 3, 2, 1. No, they're not listening. They're concentrating, they're in the zone at the moment. Sprinkler parked over audio muted. It's nice to see, it's like they've wound down the windows and everyone's just having a chat on the track. Oh, how was your lap? Audio, oh, it was alright, you know. I'm currently 4th. Oh, well, yeah, you've done better than me. I'm currently in 8th, but, you know, I do recover well in the races. I'm not very good over one lap, but I am good at consistency. Oh, yeah, I suppose, yeah, I'll probably see you coming through at the end of the race. Oh, yeah, well, I'll see you out on track. Obviously, these three are having a three-way conversation here. 2 TNR guys and Jensen just parked up, chatting away to each other. Walkie doesn't want to talk to anyone, he's in the zone. Thought I'll just park up at the side of the track, complete opposite side away from everyone else. Louis, same another one as well, doesn't want to speak, in the zone. Audio and Sprinkler still engaged in their conversation there. Ivan, again, Another one, he's just put it on pole, doesn't want to speak to anyone. So the room should end in a few seconds because we are over the 5-minute mark, so it's just got that cooldown counter to go. Everyone get your predictions in on who do we think is going to take the race win here. So obviously we just need to have a think. Who do you reckon? Obviously you've got Ivan on pole. Radio Guy was the favourite in the chat for that pole position, but Ivan has just come in and stolen that away. Yeah, we just said drag before the main race. It would have been fun. It would have been interesting. Get a bit of a drag going, drag race. Obviously, so Robbie there with a little bit of recovery to do. Roberts, I know, has got a very much quicker lap time than that in him, so can maybe a conservative lap there from him. You know, is he going to, obviously his lap times in that practice session I was in with him earlier were phenomenal, so I think he's going to be one to watch to come through that pack. Sprinkler there in 8th, Blixham, another, well, everyone's quick in this lobby, let's be honest. Ivan did a phenomenal job though, obviously came late into the lobby with those technical errors, didn't have many practice laps and just straight on it, boom, 24.2, our pole position, thank you very much. 2 points extra to the championship leader, and this should end in a few seconds time because it's only a 140-second timer over the end of it, so 140 seconds is 1 minute 20, so that should have ended. Oh, there we go, it's ending now. There we go. So we'll just quickly run through the results there. So Ivan on pole, Radio Guy in 2nd, Jensen in 3rd, Audio Meter 4th, Louis 5th, Walkie in 6th, Blixham there in 7th, Sprinkler in 8th, Repetitarian in 9th, D Roberts in 10th, and Robbie rounding everyone out there in 11th. So we will just obviously message the guys, just let them know 1 minute to go, just to make sure anyone that needs to quickly run off and do anything has time to do so, but we'll give them a 1 minute warning. And then we will get underway here. So obviously don't forget I haven't done it tonight, have I? I haven't clicked this button tonight. Don't forget to, if it works, it doesn't want to work. Hang on, now it might. Subscribe. Oh, too far down. Let's just move this up a little bit. There we go. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, turn on your alerts. Obviously we are live every Thursday at the moment, alternates between me and Craig for the Premiership, Championship, Division 1 and Division 2, and then Craig is live every other Monday with the conference and the AWRC. So we will get this one underway here at Road Atlanta. So let's just get this one going, shall we? So we are here at the start. Ivan on pole, we've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. Is anyone going to jump that star? Everyone's being good at the moment, and we are underway. It's a great start there from Ivan and Jensen. One of the guys there is dropping back a little bit. Sprinkling looks moving around the background there, trying to find a way through, but it is Ivan taking the lead into the first corner, followed by Radio Guy there in 2nd, Jensen in 3rd, but it does look like Audio Muted has got up the inside. Audio Muted taking 3rd place there from the start. Jensen in 4th, Louis in 5th, Walkie 6th, Repetitarian with a great start there, has managed to get in front of Sprinkler in 8th currently at the moment, Roberts there in 9th, Blixham 10th, and Robbie in 11th. But Ivan currently with a 0.3 lead, Radio Guy all over the back. Radio Guy just needs to stick with him here and try and get some pressure on him. Keep him under pressure. Little flash of the lights there from Radio Guy as they come on the first corner. Is everyone going to make it round this first little bit of the track as they come on down the long straight here? Is Radio Guy close enough to Ivan to potentially make a move to close out lap 1 here? He's getting closer, getting closer. Going to move out of the slipstream in a second if he's going to make a move. He's looking for it, thinking about it, puts us back out, so he'll go for it on another lap. Audio there, Jensen there, Walkie there, ripping to Terran in 6th, Sprinkler up into 7th, Damon Roberts has made up pace as well there, up into 8th, Blixer in 9th, Louis in 10th, and Robbie in 11th. Ivan there with Radio Guy all over the back of him. Radio Guy putting him under some pressure. It's a tough part of the track to follow. The dirty air through this part, through the S's, as you come down the hill, can unsettle the car. So he has backed off a little bit there because obviously he doesn't want to be right behind him into the braking zone. Back off a little bit and just try and get the momentum out of this corner here. But Ivan does get a really good exit as they get up the hill. It's pushed the gap now almost up to 5 tenths. So Radio Guy is coming under a little bit of pressure here from Audio Muted from behind. This is a great four-way fight currently at the moment with Jensen just hanging in there as well onto the back of this, and then there is a 1.2 second gap back to 5th currently. Ripping to Terran with Sprinkler just behind, but Sprinkler has got Damo Roberts, the man I said will probably be coming through in this race because his lap times were phenomenal. So Damo there going for a move up the outside, but it will be the inside into the braking zone. So he is alongside here into the braking zone. Late on the brakes there from Damo. Damo up the inside of Sprinkler there. Sprinkler has got the inside back though, obviously because he does get the shorter line on the next part of the corner. So Sprinkler just hanging on in there, but is losing the back of Rippin' to Terran, obviously because he is battling away there with Roberts, who is trying to find a way past him here. Ivan currently with Radio Guy all over the back. Radio Guy makes a mistake, goes over the curb. Is that going to be a penalty there for Radio Guy? Radio Guy there with a half-second penalty, so he is going to lose probably all the way back to Jensen with this currently at the moment, which is unfortunate. So Radio Guy there getting the half-second penalty does take a bit of that pressure off of Ivan there. So Ivan in the lead. Radio Guy to serve the penalty as we come onto this straight. Audio Muted does have a lot of Jensen all over the back. So Jensen could go from 4th to 2nd by the end of this straight with that penalty to Radio. So Radio Guy's going to serve the penalty now. Radio Guy gets the penalty and serves it. Audio Muted in 2nd now, but Jensen is going to have a look up the inside, maybe no, tucks in behind, slots in, ripping to Terran in the background there, going for the move up the inside, up into 5th, so gets past Walkie. So he's made that move stick on the exit there. Sprinkler in 7th with Blixen right behind. Roberts there, trying to get his car at the inside there. So Blixen is coming through there as well, with Robbie there in 10th and Louis in 11th, so it's really close here at the back of the field. Ivan still with 1 second lead at the front though, so he's pushing on nicely. Radio Guy though currently with the fastest lap, obviously has served a penalty and has dropped back into 4th, but obviously not too far behind. Ripping to Terran and Walkie just in the background there, so pushing on nicely for them. Radio Guy there with the fastest middle sector so far of the race as well. Not too far behind here, so only 0.7 off, so slowly reeling back in, pushing on nicely, should catch up to the back of Jensen in the next lap or two, and then push back on. Ivan there, looks like Ivan has made a mistake. We'll see if we can see what has happened there, because looks like I've saved the replay, because we will see if Audio Muted has got a lovely drive here off the corner with that mistake that Ivan had, and it's closed right up to the back. We'll go and have a look and see if we can see what happened to Ivan. So Ivan comes onto the corner, but I think he's already made the mistake somewhere. So yeah, it looks like we did unfortunately miss that. Ivan with the mistake has allowed the guy, Audio Muted with a half-second penalty there. So that's going to push him back. Radio Guy has managed to get past Jensen, but Jensen is looking at the inside. Radio Guy backs out of it. He's going to go back for the cutback. Lovely switch back there from Radio Guy. Radio Guy, he's got the inside line into this sharp corner. Backs out just to let Jensen go through because 2 cars into that corner do not work in any way, shape or form. It would just turn out messy for everyone involved. Audio muted there, half-second penalty, but has dropped the guys behind by 2 seconds, so he has got a bit of a gap there. He should still be able to keep hold of second, I believe. Ripping to Terran still with Walkie all over the back of him as he comes on through. So he's going to get the cutback here, Walkie is. Walkie's going to get that slipstream along the straight. Let's go on board with Walkie and have a look at how he's going to do this. Right on the back of Ripping to Terran. Think about it, he's going to move out from the slipstream here. From as soon as you move out from the slipstream, you do lose a bit of that drive, a bit of momentum lost. So it does look like we have a move up the inside there from in front. We did have a move up the inside, so we will go back and have a look at that. So it was Radio Guy in the toe of Jensen, moves out from the toe, picks his braking zone, up the inside, over the curb, over the second curb, and that is third place there for Radio Guy, making a recovery drive for Radio Guy. Obviously got that penalty early on, back up into a podium position. Ripping to Terran still in the background, holding off Walkie. Then we have Sprinkler still in 7th, holding off the guys behind. Dropped them by 1.3 seconds, so nice little buffer there for Sprinkler. Blixham there in 8th currently. Roberts with Robbie all over the back of him. Robbie is getting a drive off the corner here. So is Robbie going to think about having a move into the first of the 2 right-handers? Looks up the inside. Roberts shuts the door on him, goes, no thank you, not having it there. Robbie thinks about trying to go around the outside of the second one. Loses the momentum there. And look, I think Roberts has got away with that with some great defending. So Ivan currently in the lead, 1-2 second lead there for Ivan. Audio muted just behind, obviously served his penalty now because he does have Radio Guy for company, who has Jensen just behind him. So the top 4 still only separated by 2.5 seconds. They are closing up onto Ivan a little bit, and then this is bringing Ripping to Terran and Walkie into play. 5th and 6th. Only just down the road here. Sprinkler 3.5 behind Walkie. But at the moment, it's Ivan only with a 1.4 second lead. Audio muted in 2nd. Radio Guy there in 3rd, just behind him. And Jensen there. And you see everyone just coming through. That lovely shot as everyone just coming through the S's into this back part of the straight. Radio Guy is pushing hard here and is all over the back of Audio muted. Let's have a look. And Audio muted getting a little bit squirrely on the brakes there. Radio Guy just going for a nice exit on the corner. Get the power down nicely, straighten the car up, getting that slipstream. And we may see here another overtake from Radio Guy to his favourite overtaking spot of the evening, down the long straight. Moves out from the corner. He wants that inside for the first part of the corner. He's going very similar to move to what he did on Jensen a minute ago. So he's going to pick his braking spot here, brake nice and late into the corner, take the first apex. I'll take the second apex as well, and that is Radio Guy up into 2nd and hunting down Ivan. So Ivan there has only got a 1.3 second lead, so Radio Guy is pushing hard, fastest lap, and hunting down the race win. So for all you TNR fans out there that I know you're in the chat, I think it's game on for Radio Guy at the moment. He's hunting him down, he wants this win. Audio muted in 3rd. Look how much this has closed up the field here. Audio muted in 3rd. Jensen in 4th. Ripping in 5th. And Walkie still within 4 seconds of the leader. So everyone just comes through these S's, up the hill. Phenomenal race for all these guys. Sprinkler has even closed up the gap by a couple of tenths there. In 7th, he's dropped the guys behind, 3 second gap there, but he can see them in front now, so Sprinkler pushing on well as well. Could he turn this into a 7-car fight for the lead? We're over halfway here, so it's Ivan 1.4 in the lead. Radio guy there, audio muted just on the back as well. He is audio muted, gonna try and come back here at radio guy. Looks like radio guy might have had a poor exit because audio muted is all over the back of him here. Into the braking zone. Radio guy with a slightly tighter line because he's defending, cuts the curb nicely though. It's like the first lap here, they're all so close together, I can't believe it. Audio muted there, pushing on really well. Jensen just behind, so this could still go any way currently at the moment. Another fastest personal lap there for audio. He's pushing on as they come through the corner. First corner. Technically on the track map it says this is the second corner and the right-hander here is the third corner, but it is just really a little kink in the map. Oh, audio getting squirrely, audio off the track. Recovers it well, but is Jensen going to have a look? Jensen, oh, just too far back. Audio defends it well, but does get a half-second penalty for running wide. Now is Audio going to lose positions here to Jensen, Rippin, Tatarian and Walkie with that penalty? He could go from third to sixth in one corner as Jensen looks at the inside. Jensen's got that done. He's at the inside there into the second corner, so he's already lost one place there, Audio has, and it looks like, unfortunately for Audio, he is going to lose, definitely going to lose a place to Rippin and probably going to lose a place to Walkie as well, which unfortunately it says is podium to sixth here, probably in one corner. Well, one mistake, one straight. Audio goes from podium to sixth in one part of the track. He just needs to get his head down and go back for the fight back because Sprinkler is slowly catching behind. Under 3 seconds now from Sprinkler, so he is pushing on well there. Pushing up to the back of this group for the lead. Is Ivan still in the lead with the fastest lap of the race, but then Radio Guy goes and beats the fastest lap on the same lap. A 23.7. He's got it down to 1.2. They've dropped Jensen, so it does look like this is going to be a two-way fight for the lead. As the lights come on the cars now, as the sun is setting there in the background. So it's a battle for the podium between the 4 cars here and maybe Sprinkler, who's hanging on to the back of it. And then a battle for the lead between Ivan and Radio Guy currently at the moment. Audio muted still on the back of this after 7 is penalty. Ivan now down to under a second, so Radio Guy is getting into slipstream range. He's getting closer. It's not going to be long. It's not going to be long at all. I reckon next 2 laps, and it is getting dark, so the track is getting slippery. So Ivan currently in the lead, under 9 temps, or just over 9 temps. It gained a little bit in the braking zone there on Radio Guy. Jensen in third with this train of cars behind him. Rippin wants a podium. Rippin is gunning for it, I can feel at the moment. So Rippin there in 4th, just behind, with Walkie in 5th. Audio muted in 6th. Sprinkler dropped back a tiny bit on that last lap. To them's lost 4 temps. Roberts there in 8th, with Blixham not that too far behind him. Robbie in 10th. And Louis there in 11th. Everyone pretty much on the same sector, which is amazing to see. Lovely close racing there from everyone. Louis is only 18 seconds off the lead. So really close racing after 15 minutes has gone in this. Ivan has pulled out a tiny little bit of a gap here. Pulled the gap by about 2 tenths on this lap. So maybe the colder, slippery conditions suiting Ivan here compared to Radio Guy. Have a look when we get through to the set split, see how they're doing on their kind of personal bests at the lap. Oh, Radio Guy there served a penalty. So Radio Guy there with the penalties, 1.3 down on this lap. So Ivan is pushing on strong now. The gap up to 3 seconds for the lead with 4.5 minutes left to go there, folks. So Radio Guy there, and it looks like Jensen is obviously coming back into the fight for second place. Rippin Tatarian still all over the back of him. Walkie there in 5th. Audio muted in 6th. Sprinkler in 7th, just on the back of that. It does look like we had a change of position there almost. Yep, there we go. So it's Blixham at the inside of Roberts. Let's have a look at what happened there. So Blixham up the inside, overshoots, Roberts gets the cutback, Blixham hits him wide onto the grass. Blixham should really get that place back. That was naughty there from Blixham. That was a little bit of a shunt and run. So Ivan 3.8 in the lead. Ivan looks like he's checking out at the moment because that unfortunate penalty for Radio Guy, who has just behind. But look at this train of cars. Absolute battle of the century going on between these guys. Jensen there in third, Rippin in fourth, but you've actually got Walkie closer to Rippin at the moment. So Walkie thinking of going for the move here on Rippin, maybe. Rippin moving around, thinking of the move on Jensen's. Rippin going on the inside. Walkie's got nowhere to go. He has to brake a bit earlier to make sure he doesn't go at the back of anyone. And then you've got Audio just behind this, and Audio's going up the inside. Is Audio going to get this done? Recovering from that penalty. Audio up into fifth, uses a lot of the grass there. Walkie fights back. No, Walkie's got this into the first corner. Is he going to... Oh, Walkie slices across Audio's nose to get that line. Rippin to Terran though, fighting with Jensen for third place. I think Rippin maybe getting a little bit frustrated here behind Jensen, because I think he thinks, you know, if I can get past him, I've got pace to maybe go and clutch Radio Guy in front with his penalties, because Rippin is absolutely flying here at the moment. Battle of the century going on between these guys currently. So Rippin there in fourth at the moment. Jensen just hanging on to third. But Walkie all over the back of this as well. Audio muted on the back of it as well. Sprinkler still only around 3.8 seconds behind continuously. So running at the same pace as you guys in front. But obviously where these guys are just battling so well together, just can't get onto the back of them. Blixham there in 8th doing really well. Roberts ran out the top 9 there. Ivan still checking out in the lead at the moment, so everyone else has got a penalty I think so far in this race. So Ivan is just coasting to victory at the moment. Radio Guy in second after that penalty. Obviously got a nice little gap there onto this gaggle of cars, which seems to have dropped Audio back a little bit, but it's still Jensen holding off from Rippin as they come through up the hill into the sharp braking zone. Rippin looking for a way through it. I feel Rippin is quick through this first sector but can't capitalise on the speed because obviously Jensen is there. He just can't find a way around him. Walkie just behind this little group here, and Audio only 6 tenths off the back. It's a bit like a bit of a DRS train at the moment. Everyone getting the slipstream. Jensen seems to have just been... I don't know how he's defending this on the straight. He just seems to be getting the drive off the corner. And obviously these guys just can't get... Rippin has dropped back a little bit on this lap. I think Rippin is going to come under pressure here from Walkie, because Walkie's only got a 2/10 gap here to the back of Rippin. So we'll see what he can do here. Yeah, he's in the slipstreams. Going to pick a side. Which side do you want? Left or right? Goes for the right. He's going to go technically the long way around in the first bit, but if he can get around there or take the racing line, takes the racing line, gets a better drive on the second part of the corner. This has brought Audio back up into the back of this mix as well. Walkie's going to try and go up the corner here, going for the outside and try and come back for the inside. He's looking for the inside, but Rippin is covering it off. No, you're not going. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Walkie gets through. I think Rippin's gone off. Rippin has gone off. We will save that. We'll come back to that in a second, because we have had Sprinkler across the line. Blixham in 8th. Roberts in 9th. Louis in 10th. And Louis in 11th. We do have Ivan just coming through, obviously, to finish on. We will have a look at that replay quickly whilst we are waiting for Ivan to come through. So it was Rippin to Terran and Walkie here as they came through the corner. Walkie just moving around, Rippin to Terran moving around. Walkie goes up the inside, a little bit of a knock there on Rippin to Terran. Rippin to Terran then goes off and across the grass. Does he keep out of the barrier? Keeps out of the barrier. Unfortunately, therefore, ripping on the last lap, but it is Ivan who is bringing it down now for the last time. So Ivan bringing it round under the floodlights here at Road Atlanta for the second round race win, his second race win in a row in this division. Brings it round, amazing drive there from Ivan. Brings it round to the checkered flag and takes the win. Radio Guy there in second. Really phenomenal race there from Radio Guy. Unlucky there, but did get the fastest lap. Jensen in third. Walkie in fourth. Audio Muted in fifth. And Rippin rounding out in sixth. But there was an incident there on the first corner of the last lap between Walkie and Rippin. So we'll probably have a look at that just to see what happened there. But a great reminder there from everyone. It was a great race. Obviously, do not forget to like the stream. As I always keep on saying to you guys, like it, share it, get us out there. The amazing work that Craig and the other admins do, obviously, to bring this content for free to you guys. So, obviously, it does go a long way, and we obviously do appreciate it. We will, obviously, round out the results here. So, don't want to spectate, I want to results. So, it's Ivan with the race win. But Radio Guy there with the fastest lap. Jensen in third, Walkie fourth, Audio Muted fifth, Rippin Deterring in sixth, Sprinkler seventh, Blixham in eighth, Roberts in ninth, Louis 10th, and Robbie rounded out the back of the field there in 11th. Obviously, do not forget, guys, we do have the Cup coming up. We will get some posts up with some details. And have a look at obviously what it's going to be going on, and obviously get it out there so you guys can get tuned in for the Cup that is coming up shortly. We do have obviously next week Craig will be back on Thursday night for the Premiership and round 2 of that, Premiership and Championship. So that'll be next week. Obviously, thank you obviously for tuning in. I hope obviously the stream was a lot better this week than what it was last week. Obviously we've done some setting changes, played around with a few things, tweaked a few things. So I hope obviously it's been a lot better for you guys and a lot more watchable, because obviously I watched it back last time and it was a bit jumpy, and obviously we don't want that. So as long as it's been better for you guys, that's the main thing. Obviously going forward, I'll be back in 2 weeks time for Division 2 and Division 1. Let's just have a look at the chat here and see what we've got going on in there. Amazing respect there from Craig between Walkie, Audio, Jensen and Rippin. Radio Guy P2 plus fastest lap. Yeah, amazing drive from him. Really good race from him. I think he could have been battling for P1 if he didn't get that penalty there, which is unfortunate for him, but still a excellent drive. Obviously, Ivan drove a really solid race. Didn't put a foot on the whole race, which obviously helped him get that win there. So yeah, obviously as I said, if everyone could like and share the stream, get it out there as much as you can. I said, back in a few 2 weeks time for me, but tune in next week with Craig. I've been Lewis Beckenham. Obviously thank you for watching, really appreciate your support everyone, and I will catch you in 2 weeks time. See you guys later.